So, there's some Yankees news. No game today. They're not playing. They're going to be back on the field tomorrow, but there are some injury updates I have for you and some more roster cuts I have up for you. So, I want to get this info to you so that you're updated on everything. Now, let's start with the injury recaps first, okay? Jose Trevino, okay? He is making some progress, and he's been out for a little bit with a sprained wrist, but it looks like he's going to get in 2 games this week, potentially Tuesday and Thursday or Tuesday and Friday. So that's a good sign. And he's on schedule. So he hasn't played in, I think, almost 2 weeks, but he's healthy enough to get back into the groove again. It should give him enough time to be ready for opening day. So that's a good sign there. Okay, something to be encouraged about. Harrison Bader, it's another one. Okay, he's making some progress. He's doing well in his rehab. That said, he hasn't started swinging the bat yet, and that's an important part. So I wouldn't expect to see him back on the field in the Bronx until probably early May to mid-May. It could potentially even be later than that, but I would say early May to mid-May. So, but he's making progress in his rehab. Next up, Carlos Rodon. Rodon, so they shut him down, that for 7 to 10 days. After 9 days, he pitched. He threw 20 soft tosses yesterday. So he threw 5 at 45 feet, 5 at 60 feet, 5 at 75 feet, and 5 at 90 feet. So he did a couple on the from mound distance, and then he did a couple from base distance. So, and with no issues. Okay, no issues at all, which is a good sign too. And lastly, Tommy Kahnle is probably the least encouraging news. He had catch. He played catch the other day. He's already undergone a throwing program, so he was ahead of Carlos Rodon and some of the rest of them. He played catch on Thursday, but he was so sore on Friday and Saturday that they shut him back down again a little bit. So I don't really know the timetable for his return yet. So his update of the 4 is the least encouraging, but the other ones, I'm happy to hear. So he's probably the most replaceable since they have so much depth in the bullpen. So I wouldn't rush him back, and hopefully he comes back at some point and becomes an effective weapon in the bullpen. Now, 2 cuts to the roster. Okay, Billy McKinney and Jake Bauers. Billy McKinney, obviously, they had him before, and then they sent them out to Toronto and J. App trade a couple years ago. He was initially drafted by the team, and then McKinney's back now. He was predominantly playing in the outfield. He's got some speed. He showed a little bit of, some decent ability to play the outfield, but he's blocked by a lot of outfielders, unfortunately. So, but he'll get a spot. They re-signed him to minor league camp, and Jake Bauers, who was backing up Anthony Rizzo, most notably at first base, he got reassigned to minor league camp too. He showed the ability to, got some decent contacts and plays some solid defense. So, these guys got a little further than I thought. So it's a good sign. It's a good sign. And again, the other good signs are, the guys that are still here, Volpe, Peraza, and all these other guys. And to me, I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell when Volpe and Peraza are not in the lineup, the energy is different for this team. So to me, that's one of the dynamics that they both bring to this team. Like I said before, I think Peraza will go north with the team. Unless they make a couple of trades, I think Volpe's going to start at AAA. But there is a good chance that he goes up north with the team. I just don't know how they're going to do it. Who are they going to sit? Who are they going to trade? What's the point? Like I said, what's the point in bringing up Volpe if they're not going to play him on a regular basis? So, and you noticed it yesterday too. Like, they dropped the game. Was it 5-3? I think against the Baltimore Orioles. And Cole pitched. He had a 1 bad inning. This is typical regular season Cole. Every couple of games, right? So, but other than that, he was pretty solid. He got his pitch count up. And the bullpen threw a bunch of clean innings again. So, they did what they needed to do. Michael King came in, did a little, came in a little bit, and then a couple of the relievers came in too. So it's just a quick recap. But the bats, on the other hand, were mostly silent. So, and here's the thing, and this is why I think Volpe and Peraza and some of these other guys have a good shot, and even guys like Calhoun or Ortega have a good shot. And now that Jurickson Profile's off the market, having signed with the Rockies. Unless the Yankees are going to make a trade for a significant player like Brian Reynolds, the most likely scenario is the outfield is going to come either Ortega or Calhoun, potentially Hicks, who's very quietly, very unimpressively hitting 300 this spring, which is crazy. But he's hitting 300. His defense is making everything else he does look bad, so which is not always great. But quietly hitting 300. Josh Johnson, on the other hand, is quietly hitting actually, quietly hitting 192, something like that. So, of the guys that a lot of fans want gone, most notably those two, Hicks is at the very least hitting 300, so he's still in contention for the left field job, despite what a lot of fans don't want. So I get it. And, I think Ortega's ahead of him. I think Calhoun's ahead of him, and even Oswaldo Cabrera, I think he's ahead of Hicks too. But Hicks on a contract for 3 more years, so unless they move him, he's most likely going to have a role on the team. So what that role is, I have no idea. Maybe he'll be the 4th outfielder. So that still remains to be seen. But those are the 4 injury updates on the 4 injured major league players. And those are the 2 roster updates for the 2 more roster cuts they've made. There's still a lot more moves that they have to make to get down to 26. So we are 10 days out. 10 days out from opening day. So it's right around the corner, baby. So I'll keep you updated on everything else. If anything else that comes out today, you're going to get it. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, like it says down below, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. If you enjoy the content, please hit the thumbs up along the way as well. We appreciate it. One way or another, it's greatly appreciated. And I want to make sure that all of you are in on everything when it comes to the Yankees. Have a good day, everybody. Talk to you later.